everyone, my name is Allison Agresti. I'm one of the counselors over in Elon Counseling Services. And today I am going to take you all through kind of a virtual version of our mindful yoga workshop. I just kind of want to start by saying I hope everyone is safe and healthy right now. This is a really weird time, and I want to validate that. Most of us have never lived through a pandemic before, and so it can bring up a lot of feelings, loneliness, fear, helplessness. It can make mental health feel more difficult overall. And so I want to kind of say that in a way to express some solidarity. We're right here with you experiencing this. We will get through this together. You are not alone. And that's part of why I want to offer some yoga today, because particularly when there's a new stressor or a new experience that's scary and unfamiliar, like a global pandemic, our nervous system can get kind of confused, go into survival mode, kind of cycle over and over again through fight, flight, freeze, figure out what the best response is. And yoga is a way to soothe the nervous system, to remind it that it's okay to rest, it's okay to feel safe in this moment, grounding you into the present. And so for that reason, it's such a great tool anytime, but especially in a time like today. And so my purpose for today's practice will be to bring some gentleness to our bodies, to bring some grounding and calm, even if it's just 30 minutes out of our day. Sound good? Let's get started. Going to begin in an easy seat, grounding down through the sits bones, getting to a place that feels comfortable for you. If it feels good, maybe you gently close the eyes, soften the gaze, and just take a minute to land here in this moment. Placing palms down on the knees to ground, placing palms up to receive energy, just figuring out where you're at today. There is no right or wrong. And just breathe deep. Full inhale through the nose and full exhale out the mouth. Cycling through the breath a few more times on your own. There is no rush. Doing what feels good in your body. And maybe here we begin to change the breath. So perhaps you inhale to a count of 4 and exhale to a count of 5. Don't be afraid to let your breath make some noise. Letting all the tension and the worry melt away in this moment. Maybe you feel where your body is contacting your mat or the earth, whatever is beneath you. Feeling that the ground can hold you here. Continuing that breath. Count to 4, inhale. Count to 5, exhale. Continuing on your own. One valuable thing we know about our nervous system is that if we make our exhales longer than our inhales, we're sending messages to our body that it is okay to relax. It begins to calm the breath. It begins begins to calm the heart rate. And so there's kind of a reason for why we're taking counts the way that we are. We're making sure our exhales are longer. Just a couple more here. And as you're ready, blinking open the eyes. And we'll begin to warm up our bodies. So the first thing we're going to do is begin to work into our neck and shoulders, an area that we tend to hold a lot of stress and anxiety. So gently dropping your right ear to your right shoulder, feeling the stretch in the neck, making sure that feels gentle and not strained in any way. If you feel like you need a little more, feel free to place your left palm on the mat and ever so gently place a little pressure with your right palm on the side of your head. Remembering your breath. One more breath here. Coming back up through center, we're going to switch sides. So gently dropping that left ear to the left shoulder. And again, if you feel like you need a little more here, placing right palm on the mat, left palm gently to the side of your head, and just apply just a little pressure. You never want there to be strain here. And on an exhale, coming back to center, we're going to begin to roll our shoulders backwards. So shrugging them all the way up to the ears and then rolling them down the back. Let the stress melt away. Maybe you feel your chest and your heart opening a little here. And as you're ready, reversing. Coming back to an easy seat. We're going to stretch into our side body a little bit. So placing right palm on the mat, lifting your left arm up above you, and really feel the stretch along your side here. Remembering your breath, inhale, and maybe on an exhale, you fold a little deeper into the stretch. Hold here for one more. And coming back to center, we're going to switch sides. If it feels good, maybe you gently gaze up at your hand. One more full breath here, coming back to center. We're going to take some spinal twists. So taking your left hand to your right knee, placing your right hand behind you, and gently twisting your spine, looking behind your shoulder if that's available. Inhale, and on the exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper. One more breath here, and again coming back through center. We're going to switch sides, so left hand, right hand, left knee. Directions get confusing sometimes. Gazing behind your left shoulder. through center. We're going to do some cat-cows, but from sitting, and you'll see just what I mean. So what we're gonna do is sort of turn inward, round the back, and gaze downward like a cat. Inhale, open the heart, stretch the back, gaze gently upward, cat. And we're going to follow this with our breath. So exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. On your own, trusting your breath and your movement. This is a really great place to say, but it's important to make today's practice your own, listening to your body and what it needs. Taking ownership of your yoga is so important. Everything I mentioned today is just a suggestion. We're going to take one deeper heart-opening stretch, so clasping hands behind our backs, feeling that deeper opening. And if this isn't accessible to you today, if you have a yoga strap, a towel, a scarf, anything that you can kind of hold on to and get this stretch is perfect. And if it's available to you, flattening your back and coming forward just as far as you can. Letting your neck fall, letting your head relax, and really just melting into this stretch. As you're ready, gently releasing your hands and rolling back up. Do a couple wiggles, shoulder rolls, shake that out, and we're going to come to hands and knees. So making sure that your wrists are under your shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to find a tabletop. We're going to do a full spinal cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, look up, cow. Exhale, round the back, gaze under, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. On your own with breath, finding your own rhythm here. Two more rounds. And from here, we're going to begin to take some hip circles, loosening up the hips here. They're another area that tends to get tight whenever we're under stress. I know this can feel a little wonky if you're not familiar with this movement in your body, but I encourage you, if it feels safe, challenge yourself. Switching sides if you haven't already. Let it be a bit of a dance on your mat. There's no expectation for perfection here. Coming to stillness, making sure your palms are firmly planted and your fingers are spread wide. We're going to take a few bird dogs on each side. So I'll tell you what that looks like. We're going to tuck our toes under and flex that right foot. Feeling the earth beneath you, feeling your toes make contact. And when you're ready, We're going to begin to lift that up, keeping the toes facing the ground. We're going to extend our left hand as if we're going to shake someone's hand, although we can't do that right now because social distancing. Feel the balance here, just challenging it ever so slightly. It's okay if you fall out of it. Yoga is not a contest. And on an exhale, we're going to crunch elbow to knee. Extend. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, dropping the hand, dropping the knee, rinse that out a bit, sway your hips side to side. And we're going to go for the other side, so tucking the toes under, flexing the foot, the left foot, extending your right hand, lift that foot. And again, we're going to crunch inward on an exhale. Inhale, 2 more. Extend once more, plant the hand, plant the knee. So from here, we're going to go into a nice stretch with thread the needle. So reaching the right arm up, 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 and threading it underneath. Maybe it feels good to lift the left hand and come into a bind. Alternately, you can extend the left arm out in front of you. Letting your body melt into this pose. And coming back up through center, again reaching the right hand upward, placing it back on the mat. We're going to switch sides. So extending left arm up, threading it through, and allowing your right arm to land where it may. Planting the right palm, extending the left arm up once more, and coming back to your tabletop position. Tucking the toes, we're going to lift up into our first downward facing dog of today. So tailbone to the sky. Again, palms firmly planted, fingers spread wide. Try to keep your weight evenly distributed between your hands and your feet, trying not to dump into one or the other. Pedaling out your feet here, feeling a nice stretch in your calves. Take a couple more breaths here. And as you're ready, looking to the top of your mat and gently tiptoeing all the way up into a forward fold. Maybe you clasp your elbows, drop the neck, sway side to side. Let your body completely hang here. And like I said, today is a gentle practice. We're going to do some modified sun salutations. So as you're ready, coming back to forward fold, inhale with flat back, halfway lift, hands on shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, extended mountain. And bring the hands to heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain. Bring the hands to heart. One more time, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to mountain. Listen for the change here. We're going to tee our arms and twist open to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the right. Let's do that one more time, shall we? Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up for mountain. Bring hands to heart. And on an exhale, we are going to twist to the left. Inhale through center, hands to heart. Exhale, twist to the right. Hands all the way up to the sky. And we're going to fold forward one more time. Just hang here. Plant the palms. We'll go back for a brief downward facing dog. And then we're going to land in child's pose. So big toes to touch, knees together or apart, your preference. And then reaching forward with your hands. 3 breaths here. As you're ready, ever so slowly, one vertebrae at a time, coming to a seat on your knees. And we're going to come to standing on our knees and go for a low lunge. So stepping your right foot forward, bringing arms up by the ears. I'm going to go into a low lunge to your appropriate edge. I don't want you to feel any strain or pain here. We're just trying to get a stretch in the hamstrings. And mimicking what we did in mountain pose, we're going to challenge our balance a little and twist open to the left. Inhale through center, twist open to the right. Inhale, bring the palms to the mat and begin to straighten that front leg, flex the foot for a half split. So inhale, exhale, see if you can bring this stretch just a little deeper. One more breath here. And we're going to bring that knee back and bring the left foot forward. So finding that low lunge, bringing arms up by the ears. And this time we're going to twist to the right on an exhale. Inhale back to center, to the left. Bringing palms to the mat, beginning to flex and straighten that front leg. And fold into the standing half split. Rising up, bringing that left knee to meet the right. Hands on the mat, and we're going to tuck our toes and come up to a downward facing dog. Maybe taking a breath to pedal out our feet. Stretch the calves here. And we're going to bring our right leg to the sky, toes flexed towards the earth. And we're going to sweep it between our hands and plant it. Drop the back heel and windmill up into a warrior two. So you're going to want to notice that your right heel is perpendicular to the arch of your back left foot. We're going to extend both arms, gently gazing over the front fingers if that's accessible to you. Feel the power in this pose. Feel the strength, the grounded nature of it. And as you're ready, flipping that front palm, bringing the left hand to meet the back thigh, gently gazing up at the right hand, reverse warrior. And coming forward, dropping the right elbow to the right thigh, gently gazing up at the left hand, extended side angle. And we're going to flow through that with breath just a few more times, a little quicker now. More. And back into warrior two. So we're going to move our back foot. See, even yoga teachers fall sometimes. We're going to bring our back foot to about a 45-degree angle, making sure both hips are facing the front short edge of the mat for warrior one. Bringing arms up by the ears. Here. Maybe you notice how this feels different from your body than warrior two. And remembering our chest stretch from seated at the beginning, we're going to mimic that, clasping behind our hands and folding forward for humble warrior. Again, wherever your body lands is perfect, as long as you're taking care of the joints. You might be inside your thigh, you might be right above the knee. Just breathe in here. And sweeping back up, hands to the sky, twisting briefly back into warrior two. Align both of your feet so they're facing a long edge of your mat. Place your hands on your hips and with a flat back beginning to fold forward. Wide-legged stretch. Fingers or palms to earth, maybe bending a little into one knee or the other. Letting your head and neck hang and relax. Just breathe here. You're ready, returning hands to hips, flat back, slowly, carefully come back up. Turning the left foot to face the back short edge of your mat, we're going to come into warrior two on the left. So you know what this looks like, we've done it before. Gently gazing over those left fingers. Feeling the strength, the confidence here. Reminding you that you are capable of doing hard things, of facing adversity. You have the strength to do so. Flipping that palm, coming back into reverse warrior. As you're ready, extended side angle. Gently gazing at your hand. That's not accessible. Gently gazing ahead or to the earth, as long as your neck isn't straining, is perfect. And just like last time, we're going to do it a little quicker now with breath. Inhale, exhale. A few more times on your own. Last one here. Floating back up into that warrior two, we're going to move into that warrior one. So remember that both hips should be facing the short edge of the mat, arms by the ears, bending a little deeper into that front leg if you can, making sure you can still see your toes, clasping those hands behind you. I'm going to come forward for our humble warrior. Gently releasing that bind, floating back up. We're going to come back through center, wide-legged pose, and come back to our right side, facing the other side of the mat for warrior two once more. I told you it would be a gentle flow today, so we're skipping vinyasas. Straightening that front leg, we're going to come into triangle, and it's okay to scoop your back foot up a bit if you need to, hinging at the hip and reaching forward to your appropriate edge, allowing your hand to land on your calf, on your thigh, on the floor, whatever feels good in your body. Everyone is different. The thing to keep in mind is that we do want to stay straight, so if you find that you're really bending over like this, that may not work in the anatomy of your body, so just coming wherever feels right. And gently floating back up, back into warrior two. Pivot that back foot for warrior one. Hold here for a breath or two. And now we're going to do a little mini challenge. Y'all know I love the little challenges. So begin to plant that right foot. Feel the strength there. Feel the four corners of your foot. And we're going to begin to lift that left foot off the ground and land in tree pose. So bringing your foot to your calf, to your thigh, whatever feels good to you. I'm going to stay at my calf today. You can even kickstand on the floor if that's where you're at. Hands at heart. Okay, if you fall out, it's a safe place to fall. It's a safe place to mess up. Feeling comfortable, messing up on our mats can make us more comfortable with being imperfect off our mats. And gently stepping back into that warrior one, coming through center, coming to warrior two on the left. One breath here. We're going to straighten that left leg. reaching forward, hinging at the hip, triangle. Maybe feel the strength of your midsection, of your core here, using it to lift you instead of dumping into your hips. Coming back up to warrior two. Turning hips to the short edge of the mat for warrior one. Take a couple breaths here to prepare. We know what's coming. Begin to feel the four corners of your left foot. Let that right leg fly free and finding tree pose, hands to heart. Breathe deeply here. Sit with any discomfort. Sit with any empowerment that you might feel. Holding a balanced pose like this. A reminder that you are more capable than you know. And as you're ready, coming back to warrior one. Coming back for that wide-legged stance. And we're going to do one more forward fold here, just to give us a moment. Flat back, coming forward, hands to the mat. Catch your breath here. Bend into one knee, the other. Find what feels good. Let the head and neck hang. We're about to move into some very gentle stretching. So pivoting that right foot back to the top of the mat, pivoting that left foot as well. We're going to come back, hands planted for a downward facing dog. Dropping those knees. Come back for a child's pose. We're going to hang here a while this time. If it feels good in your body, maybe inch those hands ever so much slightly to the right. Feel the side stretch here. Switching sides, going to the left this time. Ready, going back to center. Hold here one more breath. Plant the palms, tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Sweep your right leg up to the sky. Bring it through. Right knee to right hand. Pigeon pose. So opening your heart here and gently melting to the earth. Again, letting your head and neck release. Feeling the deep stretch in the hamstrings here and the hips. Hold hold here if this feels good in your body. I'm going to show a couple different options. So if you have a throw pillow or anything like that around the house, you can always tuck it up under your right glute, or alternatively, you can come onto your back and do a figure 4 on your back. So crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, and if you want more, you can grab the belly of the hamstring here for a deeper stretch. So just finding what feels good for you. Hold in pigeon or figure 4 for a few more breaths. And coming back up to palms, downward facing dog, pedal up the feet, rinse that out. Left leg to the sky, sweeping it through, left knee to left hand, pigeon pose. Maybe you gently gaze back and make sure your knee and the top of your foot are facing the mat, opening the heart and chest wide, folding forward. If you did a figure 4 or any other modification on the right side, make sure to do the same on the left. One more breath here. Coming back up to palms. Swing that right leg around, and we're gonna go for a butterfly pose, or a Baddha Konasana in Sanskrit. So bringing the soles of the feet to touch. You may find that if your hips are very open, this feels really good, and if not, it may be a little painful. So just finding whatever your comfort level is. We are gonna begin to fold forward with flat back. Finding another release here. Another really lovely thing you could do if you are feeling tight is, again, if you have a couple throw pillows or even a couple yoga blocks, place those under your knees for support. It can make the pose feel more restorative. One more breath here. And gently rolling on up. From here, we're going to, in no special way, come to our backs. Bringing the heels as close to the sits bones as you can. We're going to come into one quick bridge pose to release the spine a little bit. So forearms and palms facing the earth, using them to ground you, and using your glutes to gently rise up, feeling the release here. If clasping your hands behind you felt good in some of the other poses we did today, you always have the option of tucking your shoulders beneath you a little more, clasping the hands, and getting that deeper bridge pose here. And if you have the bind, gently release it. Bringing yourself back to the ground, one vertebrae at a time. Maybe you windshield wiper the knees a little bit. And we're going to go for one final spinal twist. So bringing your knees knees up to reverse tabletop. Maybe you tee or goal post your arms depending on how much room you have. Allowing your knees to gently fall over to the left. If it's accessible, gazing to the right. As you're ready, coming back through center, dropping your knees over to the right. Gazing to the left if that feels good in your body. Coming back through center, hug the knees in, rock side to side. Give yourself a final spinal massage. And when you're ready, curling up into the tiniest ball possible, squint your eyes. Make your body as tight, as clenched as it can be. And on an exhale, release it all. Final Savasana. Our final resting pose for today. Maybe letting your feet flop open, your palms open to receive, gently closing the eyes or softening the gaze. Taking a full deep inhale through the nose and a full exhale out the mouth. You've made it. You've landed here. Feel the earth beneath you, holding you, allowing each and every muscle to melt into the earth, feeling that release. Let your breath return to its normal, natural rhythm. Be here for just a few minutes today. Begin to bring some awareness back into your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Circle wrists and ankles. Maybe you rock your head side to side. Eyes closed. Bring your arms overhead and come to your favorite side. Taking one more final moment here before we rise up to a seat. Opening those eyes gently, bringing hands to heart. Thank you so much for joining me for virtual mindful yoga today. My hope for you is that you stay safe and that you stay healthy, and that we're able to see you all again soon. Take care. Namaste.